Hello, I am Lorrie Tom, and I am not your average English teacher. I show you how to fall in love with writing and keep doing it because I believe down to my bones that writing makes your life better. So that's what I'm all about. Um, I am going to do a very different kind of live today. But first, what I want to show you are some of the haiku that I've done this week. I post a deiku on Mondays and then a book review haiku on Tuesdays. So this is the first one that I posted this week. A girl and her dog hiking, breathing, and unplugged a moment away. And that girl is my sweet daughter, and that is our dog, Maddie. So that was my haiku for Monday. My daughter also wrote the book review haiku this week. She just read The Count of Monte Cristo, and she keeps saying, like, I'm having a book hangover because that book, she doesn't know what a hangover is from other things, but she is so sad that that book is over. And she kept exclaiming to me, like, every single character in this story matters. And it is literally one of the longest books I've ever seen. It looks longer than War and Peace. So I don't have the bandwidth to read it right now, but seriously, she says it's one of the best books she's ever read. And she is going to read everything that Dumas has written. So Three Musketeers, also written by Dumas, is one of her other favorites. And she will be doing a book review haiku on that too. So here is her review. A man imprisoned to beat all odds with fortune, exact his revenge. And usually what I do on these, they come out every Tuesday. I will put read it, skip it if you have time. So, because I don't have time to read a lot of book reviews and I go by word of mouth. So this is just a little something fun I do. So I said yesterday, see, this is sweet me in my Patagucci for a really cold day. And that is a picture of snarky me. Both of those are me. Anyway, I said I was going to be doing a live at 2 p.m. today. It is 11:17 my time, so I'm completely off schedule. But y'all are going to see this on the replay anyway, so I figure we're all good. And it'll be on my page at 2 if you turn in. So we're all good for that. But my schedule changed as life does, and I've got to be somewhere else this afternoon. So I'm doing it now. All right. So I just wanted to tell you that. Oh, back to this. So what this live is going to be about is the moment a writing hater became a writing lover. Because seriously, that's what I want all of you to experience. So what this live is not going to be, I am not giving you a cute idea for writing. I am not teaching it content like a class, which is my jam. I am a teacher. That's what I'm trained to be. But I'm going to tell you a story about a middle school boy who literally changed my life. So, oops. Oh, shoot. I was showing you the goodies at the end. I don't want to show you that. I'm going to take my slides down. Here I am. I'm going to go in storytelling mode right now. So this is back in the way late 80s when I was first starting to teach writing. And I had a student who wrote in his journal on the first day of school, I hate writing. You can't make me write. But that guy, we're going to call him Bob. That's not his real name, by the way. But Bob had a gleam in his eye. And I just thought, well, there's a challenge I like. So he kind of became a marked man. And that year I started doing something called Writing Workshop. And it was, at that time, a pretty new approach to teaching writing. It wasn't a lot of grammar worksheets. It wasn't saying everything you did wrong. It was letting kids write about what they wanted to write, conferring with them, and talking about what they were doing well, and maybe talking about one thing they could revise and work on and learn. And it was very individualized. and it was hard. It took every bit of my energy. And Bob was a total pain in the butt. He was messing around. It was a lot of work to keep that dude focused. But I just knew, you can fall in love with writing, Bob. And so he started writing a piece about, and granted, he's like 12, right? He started writing a piece about how his life had been much easier when he was younger, and now it was hard. And I kept conferring with him and working on it, and he was resistant. He was fighting me, but I just kept at it. And one day I was having a conference with a few other kids. And of course, my phone's ringing right now. We're going to just ignore that. I was having a conference with a few kids. And one of the rules we had in our classroom was, you guys, if I'm conferring with kids, I'm at the top of my game. I'm thinking, I'm working hard. I'm helping them focus on what is the one thing they want to work on for that week. So don't bug me. If you got a question, I want you to go to your gut. I want you to say, can I answer this? Can I ask another friend? Well, that day, Bob, he zoomed in on that. He goes, I need to talk to you. I need to read this to you. And all that, we were like, okay, but that's okay. No. Yeah, that's my husband. I am not answering the phone for my husband. Anyway, you see when I do this when I'm not scheduled? I'm mid-story, people. All right. Okay. So Bob interrupted my conference. It probably went just like this. My husband on the phone right now is Bob. Okay. Anyway, so Bob interrupts the conference. And I just had this sense, okay, this needs to be an exception. And he just shoved this piece of paper in front of me. He's like, you have to read this. And he had written this piece filled with mistakes, scratchy, writing, but it was beautiful. It had layers of meaning. And he was writing in this beautiful way. And I still remember the line, he was going through the years of his ages. And he was like, I was not yet to know that I'd have a stepfather. I was not yet to know that all these harder things would happen as he got older. And he was reflecting back on how when he was younger, it was an easier time. And he had so much meaning there. And I said to him, Bob, do you want to share this right now? Because we'd end the class. It was getting near the end of class. I said, do you want to read this to the class? He was like, yeah, I do. So I said, all right, you guys, come on, everybody, put your stuff away. Bob's reading his piece. So Bob got up and read. And this is a 6th grade English class, all right? I don't know if you've been in a middle school classroom. They are not that quiet. It was silent in there. Bob reads his piece. He's midway through the piece. The bell rings. Now, if you have been in a middle school class, when the bell rings for dismissal, it's like they've been shot out of a racing gate in a downhill race. Bam, they're out of there. No one moved. Because Bob was reading his piece, and they were listening, they were into it, and they were his audience. They were his authentic audience. And even one of the vice principals who was walking the halls came in, and he's like, you guys, and it's like 4 kids are like, shh, like Bob's reading. And in that moment, not necessarily because of what I did, but we had a structure where he could make meaning, where he could experiment and take a risk. And in that moment, because he shared and people understood it was a moment for him, that was a real audience who gave him respect. I didn't have to say, be quiet, he commanded attention from those people. And I think in that day, he may not have been a writing lover for the rest of his life, but in that moment, he saw the power of writing and he didn't hate it. And that's what I want for all of you. I want you to see the power of writing. And for me, it has been the greatest gift of my life to teach writing because I get to see those stories come out of these kids and adults, because I teach a lot of adults too. And actually, they're sometimes the harder students to teach because they've had years of like, I'm not a writer, I can't do this, but you can. And you can do it with me because I'm fabulous. All right. So the takeaway, that's the end of the story. The takeaway that I want you to have from this short and sweet little story is choose your own topics, write a lot, know what you do well now, trust your gut. By the way, because there are things you do well now, trust your gut about what you don't know. My students, I would train them forever and ever. What do you think you need to work on? 99% of the time, they would know. They just had to trust their gut. I can do lives on that too. Get an authentic audience. It does, for you adults listening to this right now, you're not in school anymore. No one's giving you a grade. Get someone who cares about what you have to say and be bold enough to read it. That will change your experience too. But most importantly, express layers of meaning about ordinary moments that help you make sense of your life. That's what I'm all about. If you don't know how to do any of those 1 through 6, I can help you. I promise. I know it. I've done it for a lot of years. And I'm not bragging about that. I just think it'll make your life better. So that's why. All right. So we are, come on, little slide. You can go. I have more slides here. Come on. Okay. What is going on here? Oh, it was such a, okay. So this is a little teaser for next week's live. This is a Deku that has not gone on any social media. You are the first people to see it. And I wrote it yesterday. Birdsong all around, Sweet Dawn Chorus Symphony, Gift of Early Rise. Now let me tell you, I have a funny story to tell about it. It happened to me this morning. I got to write my way through it, but that's what I'm going to do live next week. So just a little teaser. Trust me, it's funny. All right, so I'm winding up here, but I want to let you know where you can find me. My blog and my website is lorriet.com. I do a video, a vlog, or a blog every Wednesday. If you're not on, well, if you're on Facebook, I put this on Facebook, so, and on my website. So I don't care where you see it. I just hope you see it and we can get a conversation going about some of this stuff. I write a newsletter that goes out to my email list the last day of every month. You can find me on Facebook on my writing page, which is Spreading Writing Love. I do a Deku or haiku every Monday, a book review haiku every Tuesday, and then I go live on Wednesday. And you can also find me on Instagram where I put all my haiku at Lorrie Stories. So that's it, people. I hope you have a great week. And since no one knew I was going live at this moment, I will come back into the replay. I hope you add comments, maybe just if you're a writing lover, writing hater, or what your experience has been. I would love to have some conversation about that. So have a great day. Talk to you later. Love writing, because I do. Bye.